Popular question I get asked is about backpacks. What size pack do I need when I'm sambar hunting? For simple day hunts, I like to stay as lightweight and just carry the bare necessities with me. So the whole idea of these bags is keep your meat clean and let it breathe. So strapped on here nice, and then just sit up. Now that I've sat up, the meat's on there, it's comfortable, give it a shuffle, put my waistband on so it drops the weight onto my hips and not on my shoulder, my back. Rightio. Question I get asked a bit is about my backpacks and what I carry and what backpacks I use in the bush. I use two different styles. I either use the big 30 litre or I use a smaller 10 litre. Now the 30 litre is great for when I know I'm going out and I'm planning on harvesting an animal, and I use it probably the most. It's because when I open her up, I do like a big suitcase and there's lots of room in there. So I can actually fit plenty of meat in there, and that's the main reason I carry such a big bag, because I plan on bringing out as much meat. That'll actually fit a front leg and a back leg off most sambar in that bag. So if you want to carry that, the downside I suppose is you're carrying a big backpack on your back all day. If you've already got a smaller backpack, or you prefer to get a smaller one so you haven't got the big backpack walking around, I carry the 10 litre. The difference is I don't have all of this room for meat. So what I've got to make sure I carry is a meat bag. That's the Quartermaster meat bag. It's the new green, which it's the same as the orange. You would have seen the orange in a lot of the videos I've done. It's the same setup. This the new one's just green. Just changed, I think, changed the mesh on here. It's about the only difference I can see. Apart from that, the bags, the dimensions are all the same. So, when we go shooting a deer, we pull the meat bag out of our little backpack. The meat pack can then go on our back to make it nice and easy to carry out the meat. So yeah, once the meat bag's in there, I've put on the front here, I've filled it up with my back straps and my fillets. I then put this small bag on your front, and you're right to carry out with this small bag sitting on the front here, meat on the back. I'm left with my bino rig. So what I've worked out you do is I take this backpack off, we get our bino harness, we take off the 4 anchor points on the bino harness, and then get the harness, roughly fold him up and place him in the front of the bag. Now we've got these 4 female clips on here. If we get our backpack, on the backpack, we have the clips that held on the front here. We unclip them, they held the strap up there, and we've got the clips on the bottom. They all line up. The little male clips line up here, marry up there. That one marries at the top here. This one marries up here. And the last one over here clips on there. So now I can extend them out if it's full of meat and it wants to be bigger. Extend them out, straps on the front. Now I put my backpack on. My meat is in there. On the front, all on there, bino rig on the front. So even as I'm walking out, you've had a good hunt, still, as long as I put them on the bottom, I can actually still grab the binos out and check things out on my way out. Still accessible, still got a gun on my shoulder, so I've actually shot the deer. I'm going out, making my way back to the car, but I haven't stopped hunting. My binos are still accessible, gun's still on the shoulder, hands are still free, carrying all the meat. But if it just happens to be that lucky day and you see that good stag on your way out, you can take him as well. Just means you're going to have a big day of carrying out meat. But nice and simple, hands free, can walk through the bush, can hang onto your gun. That's how I like to carry meat out. One thing you always want to carry as well is some calico meat bags. Regardless whether I use the big one or the small one, I'm always normally carrying 3. They keep it, that's 1 for each back leg and 1 for the back straps, eye fillets all together. So it keeps the meat clean and separated, keeps the flies and the dirt off it. But being calico, cotton material, it lets it breathe. You don't want to be putting your meat in plastic bags. It sweats in plastic bags. So it needs to be a cotton calico so the blood can drain out and then the heat can get out. If you put it in plastic, they'll sweat. So even this big backpack, when I put it in, I only bring the zippers round to the top here, but it's kind of breathable material anyway. I put them up here and it lets the actual heat out of the bag. and they don't seem to sweat in there. But I put them into the calico bag to keep them nice and clean. So I first get the calico bag out, lay them out flat, and I sit the meat on to let the heat out of them once you've shot the animal. So I'll lay them out flat. I'll even use my backpack if I'm using my meat bag. Put that down, sit the meat on, let the heat out. If I'm taking off back legs, you just sit them first side down, let the heat come out of them. Once I've taken out 3 calico meat bags and my little pack out of my small pack, so you've taken your quartermaster, you've taken out your 3 calicos, you've actually got a fair bit of room. So what ends up happening is that room that I took out from using them is where my back straps and eye fillets now go, and then my meat bag goes in the back, and I can walk out happily, just one trip, take both back legs, back straps, eye fillets, all out in the backpacks using the small setup, or even indeed using the big setup. Just like all good cooking shows, here's some meat we prepared earlier. Now, I talked about the back legs, how they fit in here. Now, if I grab myself a calico meat bag, here's one I've used, and that's got my back straps and eye fillets. As you can see, why I put it in there earlier is to see that the fluid and the blood drains out of it. And that's the purpose of it, to let it breathe. That's why we want it in calico, but I can happily sit it on the ground. It's not going to get dirty, it's not going to affect the meat. In here is 2 back straps. 1, 2 back straps, and our 2 eye fillets. So that's why I said 1 calico bag is for that. So we put them all in one bag. Try not to drop them on the ground. Once you've shot the deer, these are one of the first things I often take out of the animal, because I like to sit them on top of the bag and let the heat out. If it's like today and there's a few flies around, get them in the bag and just sit them on the ground. It will still let the heat out, but it won't let the flies get to them. And that's the point. Got the string on here to tie it round. So the whole idea is these bags is keep your meat clean, but keep the flies off them, keep the dirt off them, and let it breathe. So in it goes, calico's in that one. Pure flies away. So back leg off a large stand behind. It fits quite comfortably into the meat bag. So actually need to bend it. Down she goes. So that's 1 back leg in there. If you really want to push it, you could put 2 back legs in there. You could fit that there and get the second back leg in there. Which normally, if I'm putting back legs in and I'm doing 2 of them, that's what the calico meat bags are for. You get a meat bag and you put it in the deer leg in the meat bag. Purpose being that when you put them together, whether it be in this backpack, whether it be in the quartermaster, is that because you're leaving the skin on to keep them clean, it's great, except the skin will then touch, the fur will touch the other side, you know, with hair all over it as well, all the dirt from the outside of the animal. So if you keep it in a meat bag, in a calico bag, they stay that bit cleaner. Just tie the string around and it stays cleaner. Lets it breathe. So that meat bag can go in here. Zip up there. And there is 2 back legs from a large stand behind in the 30-litre backpack. That's how much meat it can carry. What I then do then is I get my little orange triangle on here. I put my other bag here and I clip him on. And it holds my back straps and eye fillets. So in one backpack for one trip, she's a heavy one, but with this good quality bag, with the good straps, good back straps, good waist belt on it, you don't notice the weight so bad, but we have 2 back legs, 2 back straps, 2 eye fillets, all in there, ready to carry out. If you happen to shot the deer and you've got one nice shoulder, you can always put a front leg in there. I have before. Get a front leg jammed in there, sitting on the back, or you carry one on your shoulder, and you do one trip, carry out a whole deer worth of meat. The other option is to use our meat bag quartermaster we spoke about. Okay, so once we've actually shot the animal, and we've taken off her legs, that's the leg off a large stand behind. If you leave the skin on, skin side down, stays nice and clean, protected. We put them in the calico meat bags to keep them even a bit more protected, but where you're sitting there, you first cut them off. As long as you sit them like that, they're fine for a while. Then it's a matter of putting them in your bag. Now, I've got the quartermaster. You just Slips on in, and that's one leg. If we look closely, I'll stay here so we can zoom in and see, we've got this strap on the inside. On the inside, put that strap around on here, pop it on there, holds the leg from flapping around the bag. We can pull the drawstring, pull it tight, and we can put strap across the back here and pull it all in. And that's just one leg. We'll push that out and we'll put two in there. So that's why the Calico meat bag, why I put them in individual Calico meat bags, is so it actually, even though they're both in the one clean bag and they can't get dirty, it keeps them from dirtying each other. Any of the dirt and stuff in the bag off the actual skin of the animal doesn't get on the meat side of it. So we put that one here. And we get the other back leg. Now it's a little bit of a shuffle and a juggle to get them both in there because they're both got a lot of weight down one end. So they're in here. We pull our drawstring tight. I normally then like to bring the drawstring around to the side here and actually just hitch it off. Just to give that bit of extra security in there. Ties off. Put our strap around the center here. Pull that tight. There we have two back legs off a large Samba hind, not the average Samba hind, she was quite large, in the back there. What we have to do then is get them and put it on our back. One strap on, two straps, around the strap. Now we can put the strap across the chest on there. It's got elastic on there to let it stretch. I don't have to run that. It's there to stop the straps falling off your shoulders. I tend not to run it. I like to have the straps there, let them sink out a bit, lets me breathe a little bit better. I'm a bit thicker through the chest that way, so I notice that if I put too much pressure here, I struggle to breathe, so having them there lets me relax my shoulders back, take the pressure off, let me get a big breath, and then go back walking again. There we are. Two back legs in there. And as I said, we get our small meat bag and our small backpack. Now steps up, goes on the front here. And we're ready to walk out. The only thing we haven't done, we've got our bino rig on there. We haven't put our meat bag in there. Here is our back straps and our eye fillets. Two back straps, two eye fillets in this bag. Slips in here. A little bit of shuffle so you don't zip up the bag in the zipper like I just did. There we go, that's the two back straps, the two eye fillets in there. We'll grab our bino rig, we'll put it on, tighten the clips up. Get our meat bag over there, on here. So now I have on the back, two back legs, in the front the two back straps, two eye fillets, and my bino rig here, which I can still pull my binos out, still use, can still carry a gun on my shoulder quite happily, and I walk out the bush. You would have seen me do it many times, probably normally just using the orange meat bag, the old version, not the new green version. Hope that explained a bit about how to use it and why I carry what bags I carry. And happy hunting, good luck, get out there. Got any more questions? Send them through to me, I'll see how I can help and make up some videos and explain a few more tips for you.